Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Touch. I'm Darwin Campbell. The Morning Touch is brought to you by the Chaplaincy for the Homeless and the FSBC in Glendale. I come to before you today. You know what day it is? It's Friday. Friday means it's Freedom Friday. A day for you to get out. A day for you to think about what's going to happen this weekend. Well, we know Thanksgiving is coming and there are family members and travel. My friends, there are a lot of things going on around us. But on this Freedom Friday, I want us to focus as we go in to sit down with our families this weekend. You as a child of God, there will be a lot of discussions over the dinner table. Here's what I want you to focus on: light. We see the sun has come up this morning. We have light. So we're going to talk about light this morning, the importance of light. Because during this Thanksgiving season, as a child of God, you have an opportunity to let your light shine. In Luke chapter 11, verses 33 through 36, Jesus talks about the importance of light, the power of light. Listen to what he says. No man, when he hath lighted a candle, put it in a secret place, neither under a bushel, but on a candlestick, where they may see that great light. The light of the body is the eye. Therefore, when thine eye is single, thy body is full of light. When thy eye is evil, thy body is full of darkness. Take heed, therefore, that the light which is in thee be not darkness. Take heed that the light that is within you is not darkness. You know, imagine being in a town with no street lights, no porch lights, no headlights, just fully and completely dark. You can imagine what that town would look like. It would be completely dark. It would create a great hazard, and it would be a very dangerous place to live. Kind of like the way it was in the Old West before fire and candles. Kind of like the way it was in early rural America, when you could travel for miles and miles and miles and see nothing but darkness after the sun went down. There is no safety in darkness, and Jesus reminds us of this. There's no safety in total darkness. In Luke chapter 11, verses 33 through 36, Jesus talks about the value of light. You, child of God, are light. So you're going to learn a little bit today about your value as light as we enter the Thanksgiving holiday, what you can do, the impact you can have as a child of God. Light is the sister of truth. Light represents the power to expose good, evil, lies, errors, discrepancies. Light exposes warts. That's one of the reasons why people have a problem with light, because light can be a situation where it can be tough to be exposed or to be told the truth when you need to hear it. We need light, my friends. If you don't believe that, sit around one day and wait for the sun to come up. If it doesn't come up, see how you respond. See how the plants respond. Light is the key to life, my friends. We must have light in order to have life. So, my friends, light is very important. So Jesus stresses the importance of light. See the value. When the sun comes up, the world goes to work. Light provides the opportunities. Light provides the ability to go about doing the things that we do. My friends, light is important. It has great spiritual value also. Jesus said in Matthew 5:16, he says, let your light so shine that men may glorify God. Let your light so shine before men that they may glorify God and see God in you. In John 8:32, Jesus talks about light as it relates to himself. Jesus says, I am the light of the world. My friends, doesn't get any clearer than that. Light turns people onto God. Light shows people the way to God. My friends, Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. But on the other hand, in John 8:12, he says, I am the light. So Jesus is the light and Jesus is the life. So light and life are parallel, because light and life open the door for mankind to understand this great God that we all should know. Now, Jesus reminds the child of God this. He reminds the child of God, turn on your light. When you're traveling this Thanksgiving, turn on your light. When you're sitting down at the table, turn on your light. You have an opportunity to show the world who Jesus is, to show the world the light and the life, the real life. But my friends, if you turn off your light, you turn off the power. That's the title of this lesson. If you turn off your light, you turn off the power. The power, the access, the key for mankind to understand the gospel of Jesus Christ and their need for it. You wouldn't drive around without headlights on in darkness. You would use your headlight. Don't live your life in the dark. You know, Jesus said that in verse 35. Don't live your life in the dark. Don't turn off your light just because it's convenient. Don't turn off your light just because you're among friends. Don't turn off your light just because you're out one night. Don't turn off your light just because you're in the workplace. Jesus said, I am the light of the world. Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. The only way that people are going to understand God is if we, as children of God, turn on our lights and keep our lights on at all times. He calls Christians out in verse 35 of the darkness. He calls Christians to come out from their closets. He calls Christians to come out from living life under the rocks. Why? Because too many of us are hiding our lights. Too many of us are ashamed of our lights. Too many of us are fearful of what might happen if we turn on our lights or we let the world know that I am a child of God, that I have been blood washed and baptized, that I have the Spirit of God living in me, that I represent Jesus as an ambassador. Too many of us, we shut off our lights and we turn and we walk away from it. My friends, do not bury your light under a bushel. Do not hide it in a cave. My friends, the world needs to know about what morals are. The world needs to understand what values in Christian faith are all about. Don't abandon that in favor of darkness because you're ashamed or because you're hiding or because you're fearful. Jesus said, I am life and I am the light. And we are his ambassadors to carry the light so that people could understand life, my friends. The morning touch question is, why are you hiding your light? We have a great opportunity with Thanksgiving coming, with families gathering, with churches gathered. We have a great opportunity to shine this light so that men may glorify and honor and respect the God of heaven, the creator of mankind. We have a great opportunity for people to understand and know the gospel if we would but step up and shine our lights. Because my friends, think about it. You need to feel good about turning your light on because you have the greatest reason to speak out. You've been saved by grace. Ephesians chapter 2, verses 8 and 9. You have the greatest reason to stand out and stand up because of Jesus Christ. The fact that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for the ungodly. You should have your light on because you've been saved by grace and because Jesus died for your sins. My friends, as a child of God, you have the greatest opportunity because you've got the best good news. There's all kind of bad news floating around on the internet, on television, and in media. But you are walking around with the greatest news story ever told. That fact is that Jesus lived. He came from heaven. He lived. He died. He rose again. He ascended to the Father, and he has the power of salvation and grace in his hands. Romans 1:16 says the gospel is the power of God unto salvation. That power is the power over sin. That power is the power over death. That power is the power over Satan himself. So in closing, I call on you to understand this. If you cut off your light, you shut off the power. I call on you to turn on the light and to keep it on and to stand up and be counted for Jesus Christ. Because if you cut off your light, you shut off your power. You have no reason to hide this message. You have no reason to hide this truth. It is the best news that the world could ever hear. In 20 and 21 and 20 and 22, stand up. Don't hide the power. Confess Jesus to be the Christ, the Son of God. Let the world know they need to know the light of God, which brings life to the heart and the soul. The Morning Touch is brought to you by the Chapters for the Homeless at FSBC in Glendale. Oh, man, I could talk more about this. I get so excited. I want to be a light. I want you to be a light. Go forth this Freedom Friday and say, I'm going to be a light for Jesus over this holiday season. God bless you and keep you. See you next time and be safe on The Morning Touch.